And now we're going to drop an E with Somnambulist Internationale and Radio On.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Road runner, going faster miles an hour. Gonna drive past the Stop and Shop with the radio on. I'm in love with the modern world. Massachusetts when it's late at night, and the neon when it's cold outside. I got the radio on, just like a road runner, going around the highway. Like a road runner. Now what do you think?
These are the Peter Storm Ormskirk boots. You can pick up in the high street from Millets or Blacks for around £40 at the moment. Now, not everyone can afford high-end boots. Perhaps you don't get out on the hills enough to really justify that sort of investment. But you can get a pair of decent walking boots from the high street without too much money.
We destroyed, and we left.
Somnambulist International walked flat, barefoot, the backward stance of those who have never played.
Somnambulist International moved freely, did not impede movement.
Out and loose.
His kin was beaten in winter light or summer sun.
The gone lacked all attention.
Woman worked beside.
House was definite, even by these simple means. Much complicated variety remained.
Senses were more free.
Our own keeping some of the old animal instincts.
Walking on silent river. Many sounds we miss.
Sounds of the streams.
The distant waterfall. A broken echo.
From the sound made by passing grass.
Personalities varied, but all had the same basic training.
Things learnt by using.
Watched it change into snow.
Learned by explosive accident.
Hunger taught the value of language.
SI were on the earth for everything.
The same earth.
And the same unreliable lord in a drafty castle.
The peasant in a stuffy hut wore the same skin.
The fleas bit both.
And the sons ruled everybody.
The king himself could not have spring earlier than his lowest dependent.
Depending on one another, in all things.
Including discomfort. Much of our knowledge is second-hand, and our very speech betrays us when we say, I know.
S.I. did know.
This modern woman, the woman saw the field, smelt the reek.
Man did not just see leather, he saw the beast.
And knew the effort of slaughtering.
Lived on the outskirts of escape.
Entirely isolated, he would work alone daily with the same.
Work, but think he must. The heavy work, slow for hours.
He broke up the earth. However small, it would always be possible to divide them again, and yet again, until they were the very dust from which it all began.
Walking alone, lying down to rest, he would let the weight of his thoughts slide away.
He let the heavy mind look into the water, seeing the reflection of his own face, and the fish below, and hearing birds.
He saw separate worlds, each of the other. His thought reached far beyond speech.
He realized the element and held life.
Why are cowboys talking about reification? One cowboy says to the other, "What's your scene, man?" "Reification." Hey, I guess that means lots of hard work, a lot of big books, big table, a lot of paper spread out. No, man. I drift. I just drift.
I'm just a drifter. I go from place to place. I'm just a drifter. Nobody knows my face. And when I go into a town, the people there, they put me down. They say, hey, look.
Escalator Express. Saints rise from the ground with theatrical suspense. The chimneys, roofs, and imposing walls which dominate are revealed to the Somnambulist International. Here, before thousands of passengers, the castle's significance is reduced to a row of bus stops overlooking history.
The rooms are closed to the public.
I was brought up in Scarborough on the east coast of Yorkshire. There are no musical conservatoires there, and I was largely self-taught. My love of the moors helped me in this. Up there, I could test my ear on the natural sounds around me and jot down the notes in a little book.
Though nothing can bring back the hour of splendour in the grass, of glory in the flower, we will grieve not, rather find strength in what remains behind.
I was about to embark on a great adventure, which was to change my entire life.
It has been my privilege to travel, and in those travels we enter the landscape to learn, something obligated, to pay attention.
Rather than pose questions.
To approach a person.
An intelligent conversation.
To take in one long observation.
A fully dilated experience.
We imagine.
We imagine more complex than language.
We begin to find a home, to sense the ground where one feels one's strength is drawn.
It comes from the desire most often found in a bull ring.
A wounded bull goes to gather himself. He returns his pain. It is unfortunate that the word is compromised in this way, for the idea itself is quite beautiful.
We know exactly who we are.
The place from which we speak our deepest beliefs conveys more art.
This sense of being in the bullfight, want no part of.
I would like to take this word beyond ordinary meaning and suggest that it applies to the modern world. Our search can imagine no deeper pleasure than the fullness of our residence here. Horror of the framework.
I do not love, but love calls.
Love is alive and the physical context lives.
I ask myself,
where is the woman standing before lifeless porpoises? A beach standing ankle deep.
Flying over the mountains.
Seeing the clear earth.
The streams running. Who does not want to say,
forgive me, thou bleeding earth. I am the butcher.
We ask ourselves.
Our sense of loss has made us feel the dark. A place where we might stand.
We answer what is now the mental crisis.
Acid erosion.
But what we really think is something much larger.
In the year 2022, nothing runs anymore. Nothing works. But the people are the same. And the people will do anything to get what they need.
This is the police. Return to your home.
What is the secret?
Le monde possède déjà le rêve d'un temps dont il doit maintenant posséder la conscience pour le vivre réellement.
This series of journeys is a search for those first civilizations and their continuing legacy.
To divide history into periods is misleading. The river of history flows so fast or slow in different places, and always the face that moves. History run dry, it becomes clogged and slow in places, where the land circles round and round upon itself, or held back in that dead water. The slow slugs slide through the slime. The blind fish sleep. The water so thick, it does not even stir. The backwater of history. Man unmoved for centuries.
Basically, we are studying an individual. Anything according to his living conditions, what he had in common with other men, however different they might appear, was the end complete? Their food, shelter, clothing, everything. Their bodies occupied their thoughts, the basis of their existence. We must not underestimate the importance of this intense scally. Hillman, seaman, or lowlander.
And so that was Radio On. The text was taken from Goat Island. The man in the voice was Steve Hillman. The woman in the voice was Beki Valentine. Man at the controls was Sonskrif Sound. Whatever happened to Somnambulist Internationale?
Here we go. That's right. Again. Bye-bye.